What's going on? What's going on? You know what time it is. Before we begin, of course, as usual, if you hit that subscribe button with your knuckles, you're an excellent puncher with knockout accuracy. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. As you can see from the title, a couple things hit my desk between yesterday and this morning. Yesterday, I was on Facebook. Didn't have time to do a video yesterday. I was running back and forth, and then, as you can see from the different setting, I had some issues going on with that as well. So, with that said, I couldn't. The reason why I'm in a different setting right now, of course, is because my car is down. Had to get some brake work done on my car. Cold weather out here in Baltimore right now. I think yesterday in the morning it was 9 degrees, and then later on in the afternoon it jumped up to like 15, and then it dropped back down to like maybe 11. So it's been pretty harsh, and as you know, cold weather is very harsh on cars, extremely harsh. So with that said, my car is getting some work done as of right now. So that's why I'm in the house. So a couple things I wanted to just talk about today. Man, there was a few things, of course, that hit my desk yesterday. The first thing I had saw, this is probably about, I want to say 11 o'clock or maybe 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm looking at my Facebook feed, and people are sharing a video of this chick getting raped in a club in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. So the first thing I looked at, I clicked on the video, and the guy made a comment about it, and I was like, what video? So some chick shared the video, and when the first clip I had seen was not the whole entire story, of course, which is what they do a lot of times in media. People have split the videos up. The first video I saw was only about 45 seconds long, and it didn't show the crucial point that you needed to see to know that this chick was actually getting taken advantage of. So the first video I had seen, the chick was just like basically with her eyes closed, and she was holding a phone, and she was live streaming on Facebook, I think, and some guy was behind her, like he had his arm around her, and it looked like they might have been dancing at one point, but then like you can tell they weren't dancing from the motion, of course. They weren't really dancing, they were getting it in. But what the crazy thing about it was, the 45-second video, it didn't show the crucial part. The next video I had watched was about 1 minute and 30 seconds. That video right there actually showed her basically saying stop, 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 telling people to help. Like, people were literally just standing around on the dance floor while this chick was getting raped, bro. And like, she's telling people to help and shit, and nobody's doing shit. That shit was the weirdest thing I've ever seen on a live feed. Like, that shit was crazy. So then I watched another video, which was a longer version of it. And so basically what had happened was they filmed the act after it was over, the rape was over. And man, that shit was just, it was crazy to watch. And I keep hearing people defending this bullshit, man. I'm like, yo, first off, how in the flying hell are you going to defend some shit like, what kind of person do you have to be to defend some shit like that? Like, this chick is literally in the club. She probably, from what I keep reading, she was drugged or something like that. Because that's the only reason I can think that a chick wouldn't fight off a dude, is she didn't have the strength for whatever reason. But like, they were saying she was drugged, and from the way she was moving, she was either really drunk, which if she was really drunk, I still feel like she could have like moved away from him or something like that, or fell to the ground. He wasn't that strong where he could have just held her up in the middle of a dance floor. Or she had to have been drugged where like she was so disoriented she couldn't coordinate, but she was able for some reason to use her phone and video the whole incident, man. And like, yo, you got people that are literally online saying she wanted that shit. You got people online saying she probably a freak. Why did she put herself in that position? And it's the crazy thing about it is, it's not even just guys, yo. I'm seeing women say this shit. I'm like, holy. Yo, first off, getting raped is a horrible experience for a man or a woman, yo. That shit is not fucking funny. Like, to even make light of some shit like that, like, yo, she's a freak or something like that, shit is crazy to me. And like, to me, it just seems like society's becoming less and less sensitive to shit like that. And the crazy thing about it was, for a while, I denied the whole rape culture thing because I didn't think men were really going out. Because I look at myself, like, men ain't really going out there just taking advantage of women like that. But That's not how shit works apparently out there. Motherfuckers is really putting shit in women's drinks. And I mean, it's not that the women have been saying that for a long time and I didn't believe them. It's just maybe I just had my head in the dirt and I didn't hear a lot of stories about it. But I always heard, don't never leave your drink sitting somewhere and walk away from it, of course. That was common knowledge to me. But apparently for some people that wasn't. So however dude got this whatever in her drink, dropped something in her drink or whatever, and took advantage of it, that shit is crazy. But man, I was talking to a friend of mine about that just today, and it seems like the media is not touching this shit, which is weird. Like, with the whole shit going on with all this Me Too movement and all the, the feminists and all that other shit, and women empowerment groups and all that other stuff. Like, yo, why is nobody really touching this shit? I've seen probably pockets of people complaining about what happened and basically questioning what happened. I seen one dude put $5,000 on this dude's head, like flat out. He put some money on his head to find out who this dude was so he can get him fucked up, probably, rightfully so. But it just baffles me how this shit is getting no attention, man. Like, this shit happened on live, so it's not like it's just some woman saying some shit that might not be true. This shit fucking happened online, and the video was online. Like, why is this not getting coverage? Crazy, man. Crazy. It's absolutely insane. So with that said, that's pretty much my standpoint on, man. That shit's fucked up, and if you're one of those people that's defending that shit, you need to take a long look in the mirror, because that shit is crazy. That shit's fucking insane. You got people out there doing shit like that, man. And, a lot of times females say it's not about not getting, like, people will say, oh, dudes gotta rape girls to get some ass. A lot of times they say it's not about power. It's not about, like, not being able to get laid. It's about power. I honestly have no goddamn idea what it's about. I have no fucking clue what it's about. I don't know if it's a fetish with dudes. It's fucking, people are into all kinds of weird shit, man. So, with that said, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure why somebody would do some shit like that. So with that said, shit's fucked up. If you defend that shit, you're a complete dickhead. So fuck you too. Moving on to the next topic. Speaking of which is another thing. Chris Brown this morning got detained, I believe, somewhere over in Europe. Apparently for alleged rape charges or something like that. Man, here's the thing about. And I'm gonna sound like goddamn, left my freezer open. I gotta close that shit. But anyway, here's my thing about that, man. The whole Chris Brown situation. It's interesting to me how they go from the Bill Cosby thing, and they're going back to R. Kelly. Now they're at Chris Brown. Meanwhile, I'm watching all these other heads over here. Harvey Weinstein, fucking, I know he's dead already, but fucking Elvis had a 14-year-old wife. Look that shit up. Elvis was into 14-year-old women. I had no idea this shit was a thing, yo. There's a whole bunch of goddamn white celebrities who aren't getting any type of what's the word I'm searching for? Who aren't getting reprehended for their actions and being into underage girls. Meanwhile, we're watching, like, famous black icons get toppled because of this shit. And at some point, I'm like, yo, if these dudes really legitimately did that, like R. Kelly, of course, we all know he fucking did it because the shit was on camera. So he's a fucking asshole. So fuck him. Of course. As far as Bill Cosby goes, you got a whole bunch of females saying the same thing. I'm kind of in between on that. I'm not sure if it's a situation where he physically did it, because there's no solid evidence, but a lot of times there isn't any evidence for shit like that too. So to me, I'm right down the middle with the Bill Cosby thing. If he did do that shit, he deserves to be where the fuck he is. If he didn't, and a bunch of women are lying on him for whatever reason, cash grab or whatever, which could be a possibility, I don't know. I'm really down the middle on that one. But anyhow, getting off topic. It's just interesting how I'm watching, black celebrities getting toppled for this shit, and white celebrities are getting passes. Harvey Weinstein just got another charge dismissed on him, I think it was last week, for a female pressing charges for sexually harassing him. I had read a story online where apparently Dame Dash slapped the shit out of him on the set of, was it Paid in Full? I can't remember what, I don't think it was Paid in Full, but some other goddamn video that Rockefeller was doing or something like that, But yeah, he ended up slapping the shit out of Harvey Weinstein from what I understand, and there was like legal action was about to be taken and all this other crap. But I think the charges got dropped. But yeah, Harvey, that dude's been a slime bucket for a long time. But the interesting thing about Dame Dash is Dame Dash was fucking with Aaliyah when she was young at one point, you know. But a lot of these cats, man, like in this Hollywood, for some reason, the scene is like, I guess, an end thing, or dudes just have a fetish for younger women. I'm not sure what it is, man. The shit's fucking weird to me. But it's just interesting how all these black celebrities are into this shit. And then, you know, you got, and are getting basically reprehended for it. And you got all the white celebrities getting away with that shit. That shit is crazy to me. You had one fucking guy that just won an award that just got outed for child pornography. This motherfucker won an award. Like, yo, what kind of shit is this? Hey, you can't make this shit up, man. America is definitely a very fucking weird place. And a lot of this shit's getting swept under the rug. People are getting nominated for power positions that are, you know, have been proven to touch kids and shit like that. You got guys getting hemmed up for rape and shit. The whole Chris Brown thing to me seems suspect. I don't know. It just, the shit don't feel right because of the pattern of what's happening, really. I'm just watching, like I said, I'm watching a pattern of black celebrities get thrown under the bus from shit they have done before or shit that's being fabricated on them. And I'm wondering why the fuck this shit is becoming like a trend. So it just makes me wonder who's next. Like, you had Lil Boosie do a fucking interview where he was denouncing any broad that potentially said that, that, you know, that he raped them and shit. I'm like, yo, you better be very careful with that shit, man, because you never know how this whole movement is basically, I feel like it was kind of put together to systematically destroy black celebrities, because that's the only thing that makes sense. Like, at what point do we stop and realize that none of the white counterparts who are doing the exact same shit are getting hemmed up for it? Because they're all wrong. They're all wrong. All of them are wrong for doing that shit. But at what point does that happen? And I'm looking at this whole movement on Twitter, basically. It's called First Them. And I completely agree with that shit, man. Because you got to really condemn those other people, and then you come back around, circle your wagons back around, and then come get those, the black ones. But y'all, they've been so one-sided with this whole shit, it's amazing. So at some point, it's got to be like, all right, what are we going to do about this shit? Are we going to continue to be one-sided with justice, or is there no fucking justice? You know, period. So that's just my opinion on the whole thing. The whole shit is crazy to me. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe, of course. If you could subscribe, I'd definitely appreciate it. I'm trying to break 200 at least. It's a slow grind, but I've been trying to make up for it. So, you know, if you can hit the subscribe button, I definitely would appreciate it. And let me know what you guys think again. How do you feel about this whole situation? Am I off on some stuff? Is my facts off? You know, let me know in the comment section. Meanwhile, I'll hide you guys later. I'll be coming at you with another video soon. Don't know when yet, but if something big enough happens, I got to jump back on here, of course. All right, y'all have a nice one. Be easy. Peace.